And Council. I'm Lenise Harris, the Director of ATL 26. The City of Atlanta is committed to the future of the public educational and government access channels. That also includes the public access channel, Channel 24, and I'll get into that update in a few seconds. Right now, I would like to do an overview of the PEG channels, which consist of Channel 21, Fulton County Government TV, Channel 22, Atlanta Public Schools TV, APS TV, Channel 23, Clark Atlanta TV, Channel 24, People TV, and Channel 26, which is ATL 26, City of Atlanta. The city intends to develop a well-managed community media system that will represent our city and communities. The best route forward is to identify and hire a consultant with significant experience in the PEG world, which will be a part of planning a path for an elevated platform for community media television. The strategic revisioning will consist of focusing on creating a collaborative process to revitalize Atlanta public access television. This project will involve conducting a series of interviews and meetings with community organizations, faith-based groups, arts, culture organizations, the stakeholders who are currently with People TV and also from the past. The goal is to seek input about their vision for a revitalized approach to community television. The objective of the work plan is to develop an in-depth understanding of the current status of public access television, provide information for community leaders about the state of the art. Oh, I forgot to change the slide, sorry. There we go, okay. Provide information to community leaders about the state-of-the-art public access community media around the country. We will help create a more informed understanding of what public access community media could be in the Atlanta area. A part of this revisioning would require reviewing People TV facilities. Re-envisioning community media requires a developed plan, and through that plan, People TV will continue to operate as structured during the development of the plan and is expected to last 1 year. The tasks to be completed during the development include an inventory of the existing equipment, provision of services, and the operational facilities. Through the plan, we would also obtain input from community members. Just wanting to know where the awareness of current services and programming come from, where do community members seek and find local information, what media and technology services would they like to receive from their public access community media center source. There are plenty of community media centers that have had a poor framework and have been evolved to be modernized. Centers such as the Portland, Oregon Open Signal Media Arts Center, where they also do things other than just storytelling. They will do coding and podcasting and work on mixed reality. We also have PhillyCam, where they also had a poor framework, and the people in the community got together to really help evolve what public access was for PhillyCam, and it is very robust to this day. So we would like to identify successful community media centers that have evolved to a new level of service and financial stability. This would include benchmarking ideas from other metro cities. The two that I just mentioned are examples. Understand their successes and failures, determine desired operational outcomes, determine desired alternative revenue outcomes. And as the strategic work plan unfolds, the timeline and steps needed toward rebranding will develop. So the key takeaways are we will prepare and submit the overall project work plan report within 4 to 6 months. After that 4 to 6 months, we will have the findings, and from those findings, identify and manage a leadership team that can be involved to move forward the suggested options for revitalizing community access. It is important that we are communicating with the community to just have an effective strategic plan to move forward, to realign, re-envision, and have a better platform for public access. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you. What's that? Yeah, I'll get to you in just a second. Thank you for your presentation, and it's always great to have a fresh look and think strategically about this important service that the city offers. Can you go over the timeline again? I wasn't sure that I caught that, about what are all the steps that you're planning and when they will take place?
So the idea is to identify a consultant that has significant experience in the PEG world and work with them on a proposal for a strategic work plan where there will be meetings, listening sessions, interviews, and go from there to strategically develop with the community what we can re-envision for the space for public access.
So in the next 4 months, we will identify a consultant?
4 to 6 months.
Okay.
4 to 6 months, we plan to have a consultant on board and a work plan with a timetable that will require more updates to this committee.
So a consultant on board, and is that take into account procurement, whatever you'd need to do with procurement?
Yes, but I have been working with procurement to find out the steps that will be needed, whether we will do a small purchase depending on the proposals that come in and how much they are, or if we would need to do an RFP.
Okay. So after 6 months, we would have a consultant identified, and then how
Correct.
long would they be required to do their work?
It's expected to be 6 months to a year in terms of developing a plan for options to move forward to re-envision that new elevated platform.
So another 6 months to a year for them?
Hopefully not, but I just want to pad out the time just to make sure, but I'm thinking at least 6 months.
Okay. So a year from today, they
Yes.
would potentially, on the near end, they would have the results.
You will have the results, the findings, and we will identify and manage a leadership team that can move those options forward.
Okay. I realize the wheels of government are glacial, but that just seems like a really, really long time. So that's my only comment.
Okay.
We have a couple of folks, Ms. Shepard and then Councilmember Winslow.
Yes, first of all, can you provide us with the PowerPoint presentation?
Yes.
Because I was listening to some of your things, but I couldn't stop, and I didn't want to stop you.
I know, and I was going too fast and clicking
Yeah,
later.
and so I couldn't even.
Okay.
And I usually with the PowerPoint, I write down notes on what you're saying.
Okay.
So if you could, I don't know if we can get it before the end of the meeting. I mean, since y'all
What
have
time?
it,
You
can we
have
make a
it.
copies of it and get it? And the other thing, as you're talking about process, and I was like Mr. Mazikite trying to understand your process. I think that I think it's good that we're actually doing a comprehensive look at this. I think that's great on so many different levels. I also think that's a part of that we should probably go through the MPU process.
Okay.
As a part of that, not just, we can have open forums, but I think it's also important for it to be actually taken through the MPU for community input, since this is a public access channel.
Correct.
And the MPU is our environment. I mean, how we do that.
Well, the listening sessions and the interviews will be with a wide variety of stakeholders.
But what I want you to understand in terms of, I don't know if you're new to the process, our MPU, we have 20, how many MPUs we have? 25?
25.
And so a lot of times, even though you have listening sessions, they're not coming down here.
Okay.
You need to go through the NPU process in terms of getting input and surveys or whatever. You need to take that through the NPU process. And I'm really highly recommending that you do this. If we're going to become comprehensive, let's make sure we're asking everyone involved in terms of that process and take it through all 25 MPUs for input and update and have them to do an analysis. I mean, some of them may know about the public access channel, some of them may not. And so I think it's important that we let the citizens know. I think most of them know about Channel 26. I'm not sure about the other channels. And we need to let them know that process and for them to put in their ideas and thoughts. And that's another way to garner more people following that channel as we revamp it. So I'm going to recommend that. But I would like to see your PowerPoint. I may have other questions, but I just didn't have time. Thank you.
Councilmember Winslow.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, and I think I talked with somebody with People TV, and I was encouraged that they wanted to move to in a more comprehensive direction, I think. And I'm hoping that, and I know that APS has their own channel, but that perhaps there may be an opportunity. And I think at one time People TV did some type of training with young people in terms of showing them how to operate
The equipment and cameras and things.
equipment and cameras, and maybe there's an opportunity for them, if there's something that they're doing in their schools, to bring it to TV, you know, so that presents even another market there, and another audience that isn't there right now. So that's a lot. I'm adding some more on the plate, and that's probably too much, but at least it's something to think about as you're going around talking to NPUs.
Okay.
It's a lot of adult things that are on television, but I think there may be opportunities to have some things for young people as well. You know, even if it's just a few little
programming.
shows. Yeah,
Right.
just something to encourage them, because we are in the film, you know, we are the industry of Hollywood of the South.
Right.
And so there's just that opportunity there, I think, for the young people. But thank you.
Other questions, comments? All right. Thank you very much, Ms.
Thank
Harris.
you.